Trusonians, something weird has just happened. So I tried to record this a minute ago, but then somehow, some way, when I got ready to post it, it posted an entirely different audio, one that I recorded weeks ago and kind of forgot about. But in my mind, in my heart, I always say nothing happens by mistake. So here we are. I'm going to record it again. And maybe it's for the best because I was riled up when I initially recorded this. But I am going to see if I can re-enter into the space dealing with the podcasters that are now getting dragged across these social cyber media streets for not speaking up for Black women when they were on the couch of a podcaster known for its racial shenanigans. In addition to their posted apology, which feels performative to me. But what I'm really here to talk about is all of the comments that I am reading where Black women are saying that Black men don't show up for them. And here's the true distinction that I would like to direct our attention to. Because the catchphrase Black men also include our sons, our dads, our brothers, our nephews, our cousins, our co-workers, our best friends. And I just want to speak a little bit about my world. So 20 years in the beauty and barber salon industry. Never have I ever experienced this what women are speaking about. And I'm going to also point out that the men we choose to romp around with is a little bit of our doing as well. And so if we don't sit with self and we don't take the time to discover self and we don't take the time to reconcile our sorrows or our trauma, if we are not doing the things that we ought to do to date ourselves, get to know ourselves, court ourselves, then it gets a little tricky when we get to selecting men. And then we select these men and then they are nothing close to what we expected. We put all the blame on them when there's no way in the world they could have gotten in if we didn't let them in. And I'm not talking about the forceful motherfuckers. I'm not talking about the ones with no manners. I ain't talking about the mannish manhandlers. I'm not talking about them. I am talking about the ones where the radar was a little janky and we let them in anyway, where the red flags were ignored and we let them in anyway, where the lies were not investigated and we mingled with them anyway, where we mingled and let them in way, way, way sooner than we should have. And then once we got all intertwined with them, found out exactly who they were, and then all of a sudden it's all their fault for being themselves. And vice versa. Because if we really think that men aren't out here having a hard time with sneaky ass women, it's a balance. It's a tango. It really is. And it is so far-fetched for someone to look at themselves and say, I played a part in this because I could have put up boundaries, or I could have had a few more conversations with him or her before I let them in. So when the catchphrase Black men gets thrown around in these cyber streets, it makes me cringe, because really what Black women need to be saying is that the men I romantically selected didn't show up for me. And that's not even speaking for all women. So I'll just speak about me. As having the privilege of being a stylist in an all male barbershop several times, never have my coworkers ever left me in the shop by myself. They could have been all done with work, and they will literally stick around until I'm done with me and my clients, and they will walk us to our cars. They will go get drinks and food and hang out and talk and tidy up the shop and, yeah, pay for your food. It's interesting because me and my clients used to giggle about when the barbers are around, you don't have to pull money out for nothing. And so there was this time a few years ago, and I've been retired 10 years, just to give context to the story. And I have coworker friends, a handful of them own barbershops. And one particular moment where me and my daughter and her girlfriend was leaving from my niece's house. And the niece, my daughter's girlfriend decided to have fellas that she ain't really know pull up, which I absolutely hate. Random dudes can't get an invitation to the house. I don't like shit like that. But anyway, she did it. And so when we left, they decided to follow us because they were going to meet up with them later. I ain't like it. It just so happened that we were riding past a barbershop, one of the barbershops of one of my friends that owned a barbershop. We pulled up, and it just so happened that him and another barber was taking out the trash. We pulled up, and I told him what was going on. And when I say they all posted up, and the dudes, I didn't have a good feeling about it. My daughter ain't have a good feeling about it. And yeah, told them, okay, y'all go ahead on and go where y'all going. The women gonna go ahead with us. And I might not be explaining it with the type of sovereignty and respect that is due, but the men I know, the black men that I know, and they were minding their own business, taking out the trash, cleaning up the shop before they left. We just pulled up, and then they posted up. Those are the type of men that I know. So I'm not really sure how disconnected the women are in these cyberspaces. And I'm not really saying this to dismiss black women that don't have black men that will pull up for them. But this is not all across the board. And I really do hope if this thing continues to spiral out of control like this, more black women will speak up and say, nah, that flight or flight shit that they got going on because they flighty, that's not all black men. That's not all black men.